Hey, it's Walter Grewe with Long and Foster Realtors. I'm here today with Paul McClure with Movement Mortgage. And today we're going to talk about some things that a lot of people have some confusion about. The difference between a home inspection and an appraisal. A lot of people think they're basically the same thing, right, Paul?
Yeah, they really confuse the two, and they're two total different parts of the loan process, and of course the home purchase. And if you want to handle the home inspection part of it, I'll let you go ahead and roll with that, and then I'll
Okay.
talk about the appraisal.
Sounds good. So the home inspection is basically something that the buyer pays for out of pocket, which is for their information. And what it is they hire an individual who is licensed by the state of Virginia as a home inspector to come in, and they do a full evaluation of the house from roof to basement or crawl space, what have you. They test all the systems of the home: plumbing, electrical, HVAC. They will check the appliances to make sure they're all functioning correctly. Look at the attic, check the insulation, check the roof, shingles, the boots on the piping that extends through the roof. Um, Basically all of that stuff, the structural in the basement as well as the exterior of the home. They provide us with a report, a very detailed report, which then we create what's called a removal of contingency, which is basically the repair list that is presented to the seller. Generally, all of this is negotiable, and I think that's the biggest issue, the biggest thing that comes forward between the appraisal and the home inspection is that if the appraiser comes back with issues, they are not negotiable, whereas the home inspection is. And I think the home inspection is a lot more detailed actually than an appraisal as well. But I think Paul could answer that a little better.
Yeah, the home inspection is not required by the lender. That is just a very, very good idea to get if you're going to purchase a home. Because, like Walter said, they're going to look at it from the ground up and even up on top of the roof, the attic, and so forth. The home inspection is done, and what we usually do is wait until Walter gets that home inspection report, goes over it with his buyer to see if there's repairs to be done, and if the two parties can meet and decide, this is okay, we're going to move forward. I never order the appraisal until the realtor tells me it's okay to order the appraisal, because we don't want to waste anybody's money if for some reason a home inspection comes back negative. Now, an appraisal, once it is ordered, we put it through a system because we're not allowed to talk to the appraisers, and we have approved appraisers that we deal with. We put it into a management system and order it, and they set up an inspection date to go out and look at the property, take pictures, and then they come back after the inspection date and do their homework on the property. They'll do the square footage of it, the rooms, and so forth, and then they have to find comparable cells within a pretty close proximity to the home as far as the subject property. They can't go too far away because that's not close to the property that they're buying.
Yeah.
So sometimes you do have some issues if you have a unique home in a neighborhood, like maybe you have the biggest home in the neighborhood. So sometimes it's a little hard to find comparables for that. But that's what that appraiser's job is to do. And he comes out and comes with the comparables that have sold usually within the last 12 months. That's what they're really looking for as far as a value of that house based on the comparables that have sold in the last 12 months. So the big difference between a home inspection and an appraisal is we don't require the home inspection to be done. It's just a very good idea because they're going to go through the pipes, the appliances, everything else, that Walter talked about. With the appraiser, he is looking at, of course, the inside and the outside of the house, but he's coming up with a value of that home. So that is, sometimes people get those two, confused and say, well, I already had a home inspection done. Well, that's great. I mean, it's awesome that you did, but that doesn't, that we don't require that. That's not required of the loan. So the appraisal is required of the loan. Of course, every lender does, usually get that fee up front. You pay for that, and it is credited to you at closing. So that is, the main difference between a home inspection and an appraisal is one is looking at the condition of the home,
Yep.
and the other one's looking at the value of the home.
Exactly.
Of course, the appraiser can see some things that need to be repaired, and he will note it on the appraiser. And that is not negotiable, as Walter said. You have to fix it, and then a reinspection is done, and then it's signed off on as is.
There you go. So I hope that gives you a little more insight into the difference between a home inspection and an appraisal. I think in a nutshell, as Paul summed up, home inspection condition, appraisal is value. Again, it's Walter Grewe with Long and Foster Realtors, Paul McClure with Movement Mortgage. We'd love for you to post some comments, give us some feedback on what you think about the show. Leave us some questions if you'd like some answers, and we'll definitely do a show for you as well. If you need some help with mortgage or refi or have any questions about financing, you can contact Paul. His information will be at the end of the video. If you're interested in buying a home, selling a home, or investing in real estate, you can contact me, and my information will be at the end of the video as well. Thanks again, and have a great day.